Hey, ich bin Anna.
Und ich bin Zainab.
Wir wollen euch heute ein ganz besonderes Projekt vorstellen, das Zainab gerne mit eurer Hilfe umsetzen möchte. Was hast du vor?
Ja, also meine Vision ist halt so ein Musikbus, mit dem ich zu den verschiedenen Flüchtlingsunterkünften in Europa fahren kann und da halt Menschen mit Musik aktivieren kann. Ja, also ich bin ja Musiktherapeutin. Ich habe selber einen multikulturellen Hintergrund und habe immer gemerkt, wie Musik mir geholfen hat auf meiner Wurzelsuche und Identitätsfindung. Und ja, diese Erfahrung würde ich gerne teilen mit Menschen, die Hilfe brauchen. Darum habe ich dann Musiktherapie studiert in den Niederlanden. Da habe ich ein Konzept entwickelt und das habe ich auch schon in den Niederlanden, in Deutschland und auf der griechischen Insel Lesbos angewandt. Und es ist wirklich schön zu sehen, wie Menschen es schaffen, durch Musik wieder Kontakt zu positiven Gefühlen zu erlangen.
Was genau ist das für ein Projekt? Was machst du da?
Ich habe 3 Punkte, die sind mir besonders wichtig. Erstens, es ist ein transkulturelles Projekt und dabei finde ich es wichtig, dass jede Tradition mit Respekt behandelt wird, aber trotzdem jeder als ein gleichwertiges Individuum anerkannt. Der zweite Punkt, der mir wichtig ist, es ist ja ein community-basiertes Projekt. Deswegen versuche ich Locals mit einzubeziehen, um Vorurteile abzubauen und Integration zu fördern.
Was verstehst du unter dem Empowerment-Ansatz, den du benutzt?
Also ich finde ganz wichtig, dass man auf die Stärken der Menschen fokussiert und ja, ich will den Menschen einfach zeigen, wie sie Musik als eine Quelle entdecken können, aus der sie Kraft schöpfen können und diese auch selbstständig anwenden können. Um meine Vision umzusetzen, brauche ich noch eure finanzielle Unterstützung. Ich brauche noch verschiedene Instrumente, wie zum Beispiel Gitarren, Mikrofone und Percussion-Instrumente. Und ganz wichtig, ich brauchte ein Fahrzeug, mit dem ich in die verschiedenen Unterkünfte fahren kann, europaweit. Wir alle wissen, wie kraftvoll Musik sein kann. Und mit eurer Unterstützung können wir so vielen Menschen wie möglich zeigen, wie sie aus dieser Quelle Kraft schöpfen können.
Hello, I'm Ray Gibson, a musician and entrepreneur living in the Netherlands, representing Art27 on today, which is World Refugee Day. In the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 27 says that everyone has the right to freely participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts and to share in the scientific advancement and its benefits. Art27 is a platform for artists, arts educators and arts organisations working with refugees and asylum seekers in Europe and beyond. And we're here today talking to people and live streaming on Facebook to people really making a difference. One of those people to join us first is Zainab Lax, who's from Music Bridge in Germany. She's an independent music therapist and a harpist. Hello, Zainab, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, very well. Good to see you. So we are streaming live, Zainab, and if anyone has questions on the internet watching this, they can actually type in the chat window. Those will come up and we're able to see those and we can field questions and share anything that people would like to know. So I think the first question I would like to ask is, who are you and what do you do, please, Zainab?
So, as you said, I'm a music therapist, but I'm also a musician. So mostly I'm working with refugees, and I studied in the Netherlands, and I came back to Germany, and right now I'm working in Germany, but also I'm flexible because I have the music van that we will talk about later. Yeah.
All right. So you have a project called Music Bridge. How did this start and what is it all about?
Yeah, so when I finished my music therapy studies in Enschede, I had this vision to work in community music therapy projects in all over Europe. So that's when I started a crowdfunding to collect money for instruments and for a van.
Okay.
Which, yeah. So yes, so I'm working since 3 years, roughly, or 2 or 3 years. I'm working independently and going to different locations to do activities with music to bring together locals and refugees. And yeah.
So you had a crowdfunding campaign. Was this in 2018?
Yeah.
And you got some money together. You bought some instruments or more instruments than you owned. You already had the van, or you bought a van?
Yeah, I bought a van, but it took a bit of time because the money that I collected wasn't really enough, because the van needs a little bit more money. But I have a van now. It's actually now under construction because I'm building more like space inside to also have the possibility to sleep inside and to put more instruments.
Okay, so there's you in a van and you turn up at a location, and what happens?
I take out all the instruments, and then mostly already people gather. It depends on the location. So for example, in Bielefeld, I was working in the refugee camp in the living room kind of. So I set up all the instruments there, and then already people get curious and they come, and I start a conversation, and then slowly we will start to make music together. So the instruments that I have, they are very like easy playable. So you don't need to have a musical background in theory or this kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah, we are making music together.
Fantastic. So which instruments do you have? I know you play the harp yourself, but that's not so easy for everyone to do first off, probably. So which instruments do you share?
Yeah, I don't really, like, usually I don't bring the harp because anyways, it's hard to transport, and also, yeah, it gets so loud most of the time and you will not be able to hear the harp. So mostly what I bring is a few guitars.
Okay.
Also a harpy drum, which is tuned in a pentatonic scale, so there is no wrong or right notes, and a keyboard and some percussions like cajon, bongo, darbuka, djembe, rainmaker, shakers.
Fantastic.
This kind of instruments.
All things you can pick up and easily engage with and join in. So how many people would typically join in a session, and how long would it last?
It really depends. Yeah, like the activity that I'm doing in Dortmund, for example, it takes 3 hours.
Okay, right.
And we are sometimes between 5 and 20 people.
Okay, nice number. All right.
It's really like changing. It depends.
Yeah.
I can never really plan it because sometimes I think nobody will come because it's a holiday, and then suddenly there's 20 people showing up. So
wow.
it's not so easy to plan.
And all kinds of people, different ages, different backgrounds.
Yes, mostly young people from 16 to 30 years old, but I try to include everybody. Yeah.
Okay, and are these mainly refugee camps that you visit, or?
No, this is different places. Like in Bielefeld, it was the refugee camp. I went directly to the camp.
Yeah.
But here I'm working in an NGO. In German, it's called Verein. I don't know. Yeah, so this is a place where actually refugees are also volunteering to help other refugees. So that is one project, and there's another project in Bochum, Flüchtlingshilfe e.V., where they offer therapy, art therapy, also psychotherapy and yoga and this kind of things.
Right. Okay, fantastic. And how did you come up with this idea? Because it's not obvious, right? Where did the seed for this begin? And how did you first start?
Yeah, so how did it start? Actually, it started when I came back. I traveled in India for a year. I was working as a volunteer there. And when I came back, actually, the idea started. There was through some organizations I got into contact with the idea. And it
Okay.
was actually when I saw it, I immediately thought, okay, this is what I want to do in Germany. In Europe, we also have a lot of things to do where I can work. And yeah, that's when the idea started. I think it was 2012 when I came back.
2012.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah,
quite some time. Yeah.
yes, yes. It's a long dream for me. And then I decided that I want to do music with them, but I didn't want to just go in the camp and just do something. I really wanted to learn about trauma and about different methods or techniques that you could use that so I can really use the music in a good way. So then I
Okay.
decided to learn music therapy.
Right. So you studied music therapy. How did you gain these skills? Did you go to a class, or it's something that you read about, or you had a tutor or mentor?
It's a bachelor course
Okay.
in
Yeah.
in Enschede, so it was at the conservatory
Hmm.
where you are trained as a musician but also as a therapist at the same time. So it's a 4 years course, which is really intense. You have to learn about music theory, but also about psychology, biology, and
Mm.
you have to work on your own, uh, yeah, yourself a lot also. Yes,
First. Yeah. Yeah. You have to know yourself first before you can help others. I understand.
exactly.
Okay. Good. Good. And how many locations or shows in speech marks have you actually conducted over these years?
Until now, because I keep going to the same locations every week.
Okay. Yeah. So they
Um,
get to know you. Yeah.
yeah, so that's it's not so many in numbers, but a lot of sessions, we can say like.
Right.
But
Okay.
I was in the Netherlands, in Germany. There was like 3 or 4 locations, but also in Greece, Lesbos.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
very good. Okay. And so you were funded from this initial crowdfunding. How much did you raise in the crowdfunding? A few
Uh,
thousand?
yeah, the crowdfunding was 4,000 euro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you sustain yourself now? Because I guess you have some running costs for the van and keeping things going and repairing the instruments and sustaining yourself. What do you live from?
Yeah, it's actually my work, so this is how I survive. So
Yeah.
I get paid per hour by
Okay.
we in English we apply for funding.
Yeah.
For example, I have 2 projects that are funded by Landesmusikrat NRW.
Mhm. Yeah.
One is funded by Aktion Mensch. It is all German, so you
That's
might not
okay.
know them.
That's all
But
right.
it's yeah.
All right, so that keeps you going, and it's your dream. So yeah, fantastic. And how have things been this year? It's been very different to previous years, I imagine, with the lockdowns and quarantines.
Yes.
How have you adapted to the recent events and recent situation?
So actually, in those situations, the people who are new here and who don't have a lot of network, especially in those times, they need us to support them. So I decided to continue my work, but online.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So I had talks with them on specific timings, like at the same time that we would meet in the locations. I would call them and ask them how they are, and we would also sometimes do an online music therapy session.
Mm.
We also did one project with the kids in the refugee camp in Greece, in Lesbos,
Hmm.
together with the people from my project. So we played a song together, and it was recorded as a video from them. They were all playing the same song, and at the end we would put it together as a big orchestra.
Right. Okay. Is that released already as a project, or are you still putting it together?
Yeah, you can find it on the Connect by Music page, the
Okay.
organization that I work with.
All right. That connectbymusic.com. Or
Yes.
okay, all right. Maybe we can put the link in the chat window for people as well. My colleagues at Art27 might help everyone with that. Very good. Okay, so you're still managing to engage and connect, and I guess if they've known you for quite some time, then it's not so difficult to reconnect online. It must be difficult to start anything new though during the quarantine period, right? To find a new location or engage with entirely new participants, right?
Yeah, that was a bit hard.
Yeah. Okay. And what about your plans for the rest of the year? So let's assume that the lockdowns continue easing and people can start meeting up again in smaller groups.
Yes.
What are your plans for the rest of 2020?
Yeah, actually, we started also to work again, but with the distances.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's the same. I'm working in 3 different locations and weekly sessions. Yeah, this is the rough plan. I stopped making big plans for this year because
Right.
I found out that all of them got cancelled. So
Yeah. Don't look
I
too
just
far
stopped
ahead.
to make plans.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're a bit like Spider-Man. You know, someone will ask you for help, and you'll jump in your van and go there and spread some love and get people engaged and playing music together. I think that's fantastic.
And I love it.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what kind of impact have you seen? So specifically in those 3 locations you've been visiting regularly, what kind of changes have you seen in people, or how do you measure the impact that you're having?
I can, in those people who are really coming for a long period, I can really see a difference in how self-confident they are by showing themselves. So I have a few people that really, I know them since 2 years, and they made such a big step. Like they are now performing on stage, and they are not feeling shy at all anymore. So
Right.
there, I can see a big difference.
Okay, well done. Have any bands formed or anything? Do they get together without you as well and play music together, or have they made some songs on their own?
Yes, I sometimes find out that they are meeting in their free time also to play together. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And what changes have you seen in yourself doing this? So for the last almost 8 years, how have you developed personally as well? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Wow, it's a hard question.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot actually from the participants. Like I really see them also. It's like an exchange of informations. It's not like I am teaching them something, but it's really that I'm learning about their culture, about their different music systems, and for me, it's so enriching. Like,
Right.
yeah,
So really a shared experience. Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Superb. Okay. Well, I hope you continue doing this and that you manage to reach out to many more people. What help do you need? So for anyone watching, listening to this, that may visit your page or Art27, please tell us how everybody can help or what support you might need.
Yeah, I would really like to work more internationally. So right now it's mostly in Germany, but I have the possibility to travel to Netherlands, Belgium, and like not so very far countries. And I would really love to do more activities and connect more also with other therapists, for example, dance therapy or art therapy. Yeah, that would.
So other therapists could contact you and try to arrange something together, right?
Yeah, that would be.
And other locations where they have groups or people that they think could benefit from your interaction, they could reach out to. How can you be contacted, please?
You can find my contact on my website, which is musicbridge.com.
Okay, no hyphens or anything, just musicbridge.com.
Music, and then there's this, I don't
The
know.
dash, yeah?
Yes, bridge.com.
Music-bridge.com. Okay, that's where we can find Zainab. Wonderful. It's been a pleasure talking to you and understanding more about what you're doing. Please keep going and believe you're having a great impact on the world, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye for now.
Bye.